FC Nurnberg 1, Arsenal 1. Yes, people, wife boy, and welcome back to another Arsenal match reaction. My first of the brand new season, starting in pre-season, and it's a draw. It's a draw for Arsenal. And again, let's be honest, we should be winning. I don't care that it's a pre-season. I don't care about wholesale changes. You should be beating a team like FC Nurnberg. Let's be 100% honest about it. But it didn't happen. Arsenal didn't win it. Look, it's one of those things. The result itself doesn't bother me too much. I would have liked to win it, especially given last preseason. I remember we won basically every preseason game, and it set us up absolutely perfectly to go into the season off to a flying start, beating Crystal Palace. So you do want to win the preseason games for a feel-good factor, but the result itself, in like the major picture, in the big equation, doesn't mean an awful lot, to be honest. I think the first half we were quite good, actually. We were controlling possession. We weren't being very direct, which I would have preferred, to be honest with you guys, if we were more direct with it. But we were dictating possession. You could tell it was an experimental feature. We had, like, for example, Gabriel was playing left back. Kivior was slotting into midfield. We saw Trossard playing that half space number 8 box-to-box role. So you could see that we were trying different things. And look, lo and behold, you could say some of it worked, some of it didn't work. I don't think you're going to have a big metric deciding whether these experiments that Arteta was trying, such as Kivior in midfield or Trossard in that number 8 box-to-box role, I don't think you can judge whether it works or not based on one preseason game against Nuremberg, to be honest with you guys. There's going to need a bigger sample size. But the things I saw, I liked. Certain players back to their best. I thought Bukayo Saka was absolutely fantastic. That goal was superb as well, the way he cut in and scored that. And it wasn't just that. You can tell that Saka is a man that focuses on his game. And I love that. Because every season, I don't know about you guys, but every season I'm like, is Saka going to get better? How can he get better? But he just seems to defy the odds season in, season out, getting better and better. He is a player that's properly coached. You can tell the little things, the way he receives the ball back to play. Pretend this chair, yeah, is a defender. Saka receives and he spins the defender. He uses his body. Saka isn't 6 foot. Saka isn't the strongest guy about, but he uses his body so well and his body strength to roll defenders and get goals and get assists. Every single game, he seems to up his level season in, season out. So massive credit to Bukayo Saka, because that man, you can tell he's striving to be one of the best wingers in world football. For me, he is one of the best. He's one of the best wingers in world football. For me, I'm going to say this out right now, yeah? Bukayo Saka is the best right winger in world football. I'm not sure about left wingers. You got players like Vinicius Jr., etc., like that hold down that spot. But in terms of right wingers, for me, Bukayo Saka is the best in world football. So good, man. And season in, season, it gets better and better. What a goal he scored! One absolute scorcher he scored in preseason here today, man. Left foot just drills it bottom corner. Brilliant strike. Absolutely fantastic finish. So yeah, I love seeing that from him. Kivior in midfield as well. Look, like I said at the start of the stream, guys. It's one preseason game, so you can't make a massive judgment on it. But Kivior look comfortable in midfield. Have you noticed? I said it from before, guys. Those of you who have been here before on this channel will know I've been saying this. Look at the back four Arteta started. Kivior, Gabriel, Ben White, and Saliba. 4 centre-backs in that back four. He's doing what Pep Guardiola is doing. He does not trust having fullbacks in that team to start. He wants 4 defenders to be in that team. That's what I think Arteta wants. And look, if Timber gets signed, maybe we could see Timber, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel. So Gabriel plays that left-back position he was playing today, and then Timber's the one to slot in midfield. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, man. I called it from early. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat, by the way, guys. I'm going to get to it in a second after I review the game quickly. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the live chat. If you're new around here as well, make sure you subscribe for Arsenal match reactions starting in pre-season and then into the brand new season against Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. I cannot wait for the season to start, just like other Arsenal fans, man. Can't wait one bit. It's going to be absolutely amazing, I hope. But yeah, other things that I thought Arteta tried that worked quite well, to be fair. I thought, look, Thomas Partey in that CDM role, I can see that he wasn't at his best today. Now, a lot of people saying that they were overreacting, saying Partey needs to go, Partey needs to be sold. My opinion stays the same regardless of this game. I wouldn't sell Thomas Partey unless you're going to bring in Tchouaméni or Moises Caicedo. If you're going to sell Thomas Partey, you have to bring in a top-tier defensive midfielder. Not a Romeo Lavia. No offense to Romeo Lavia, but I don't think he's quite at that level yet. I want like a Caicedo or a Tchouaméni. Those type of CDMs if you're gonna sell Thomas Partey. Otherwise, keep the brother. He's not the end of the world to have Thomas Partey in the team. I thought, to be fair, when Kai Havertz came on, he was quite quiet. I'm not gonna have a big like hoo-ha about Kai Havertz. I've given my opinion before on him, and this was one preseason game. But he just lacked that little cutting edge for me, Havertz. Now, it's a preseason game, so I'm not going to cast too much of a judgment on him. But, you know, little things, like a back post cross he had at one point where he was just a bit timid. Rather than, like, putting his foot through it or attacking the ball, he let the ball come to him a little bit. That's just my thoughts on it, man. Let me know your thoughts on Kai Havertz. He didn't really take the game by the scruff of the neck enough. Like, I don't know whether I'm being a bit too harsh because it is preseason, but that's just my thoughts on it. Let's get into some of your comments as well. Vieira got shown up by a 16-year-old mind. Oh, my God. N1 Airy was absolutely fantastic today. Fantastic in his little cameo. That little time he did like a roulette and beat 2 defenders, that's just quality, man. Like, you know, sometimes, those of you that watch football know this, right? And everyone in the stream, I'm hoping, watches football, right? You know a good player when you see him after, like, I want to say 10 minutes. I know you have to, like, give him a longer sample size and judge him over multiple games, and that's what makes the top players great. But you know, you're lying if you don't know. First impressions are big in football. You know, genuinely, it takes me about 10 minutes to decide if a player is good or not. Then after that, you decide if they're top quality or decent. But I know anyone there is a good player. You don't have to tell me he made his debut at 15 years old for me to know that. The little things he did today, his little turn of pace, making the right passes, scanning his shoulders before receiving the ball, that little roulette turn. It's just class, man. Just absolutely class. Yeah. Vieira, look, I've said it from before with Vieira. I'll give him another chance, another season, because you have to. He's only had 1 season in the Premier League. But what has the brother been doing over summer? I told him his game plan. This summer, he shouldn't be going partying. He shouldn't even be focusing on football. He needs to be hitting the gym, man. That's what Vieira needs to be doing. Because that man needs to bulk up. I have no doubt about his technical ability. Vieira's got good technical ability. He has. No one can doubt that. But the man hasn't got the physicality. And unfortunately in football, if you haven't got the physicality, you're going to get overrun. It's the Premier League. Luton's coming next year. Burnley's coming next year. You think these boys are going to be worrying about technical ability? They're going to be there to beat you up. So if you're not about it, you're not going to get in the team. And look, Vieira, he's got to have that time to bulk up. He's got to be hitting the gym, hitting the weights, bro. Start bench pressing, man. And let's see what happens for him. But yeah, I thought Nwaneri was fantastic today. Absolutely fantastic. I tried to sign up for a free account on Arsenal site to see if I could watch the stream. Nope, had to pay and didn't want to pay for preseason. Jeff, I was watching it on Twitter, mate. There was about 7,800 people streaming onto this stream for free on Twitter of the game. Yeah, I didn't pay either. Look, I don't know how much it cost. I'm not paying for a preseason game. I'm sorry, man. I've got Sky Sports and BT Sports subscription. I'm not paying for preseason, man. Don't shoot me. That's just my thoughts on it. But yeah, anyone did watch it? Let me know where you watched it from. Did you watch it from Twitter like I did? There's also, the game was free for Nuremberg fans if you were in Germany, which I think is a bit harsh, because if you're a Nuremberg fan or if you're someone in Germany, you could watch the game for free on YouTube. But if you're in England or if you're an Arsenal fan anywhere else, you have to pay for the game. So why Nuremberg showing the game for free, but Arsenal aren't showing the game for free? How's that fair? Like, do you get what I mean? I feel like preseason's become a little bit too money motivated, a little bit too money oriented. Do you get what I mean? A little bit. Like, Nuremberg are showing the game for free on their YouTube channel. Surely Arsenal can do the same. Like, I don't even mind if they put ads on it to get AdSense. But why are they making you pay for it? Look, it's one of those things, man. John, appreciate joining the stream. What's your take on Balogun? Missed 2 chances. Very good question. Let me know your thoughts in live chat, guys, on your thoughts on Balogun. So he missed 2 glaring chances. He missed one just before Nuremberg scored. By the way, Calamita scored. They scored. Like, I don't know. It was a mixture of Karl Hein with a terrible pass, and then Jorginho obviously not seeing the defender, the attacker next to him, and played a blind pass and ricocheted off the attacker and went into the back of the net. But yeah, he missed his first chance. He missed. I'll be real. He hit the post. It's unlucky. It's one of those things. He went round the goalkeeper. He trusted his pace. And then the second one, right at the death of the game, again went around the keeper and this time hit the side netting. Strikers are going to miss chances. I don't mind that. The thing that I get worried about with strikers is if they don't try to shoot. That's what worries me. I feel like Balogun's a confident player and he will have more chances. And I have no doubt about Balogun's ability. Obviously, there's been talk about whether he should leave Arsenal or stay. I've cast my opinion on that. I've said, look, I would want Balogun to stay at Arsenal, but if the player wants to leave, goodbye. Goodbye. I'm not letting a 21 or 22-year-old dictate whether he should stay or go Arsenal Football Club. If the man wants to go, you sell him, but you insert a buyback clause and a sell-on clause, in my opinion. Is Balogun a good striker? I think he is, to be honest. I don't think he's top-notch. I don't think he should be anywhere near a starting striker for Arsenal if we want to have the aspirations of winning the Premier League and Champions League. But I think he's a decent backup. Not second string, maybe a third string striker. But I don't think he wants to be that. But at the same time, the beautiful thing about being a striker, I think it's the most beautiful thing, but also the most soul-crushing thing about being a striker, right, is you're basically judged on your goals. Like, it's night and day with a striker. If you don't deliver, you've got no excuse. Now, Balogun's missed those 2 chances. If he doesn't start the next game, he can't sit there and be like, oh, why didn't I start? Arteta isn't starting me. It's the proof's in the pudding as a striker. That's why it's the most beautiful thing, but also the most soul-crushing thing. It can emotionally destroy you as a striker because if you miss chances, you're going to get judged. That's how it is. Even if you have the best link-up play, even if you make the best runs in world football, if you miss your chances and miss chances like Balogun missed today, open goals, many would suggest, one-on-ones, you're going to get judged for that. And that is what's going to determine what your score rating is going to be at the end of the day. So, look, I think Balogun's got to look at himself in the mirror and know that he can tuck those away. He's tucked them away in France. Nothing changes here. People say, oh, Ligue 1 is a different quality, and I get that. Yeah, Premier League's a massive step up from Ligue 1, but I don't care if you're in Ligue 1, I don't care if you're Premier League, I don't care if you're in a Champions League final or you're playing Sunday League. A one-on-one and an open goal is an open goal. Do you get what I mean? Like, you got to score those chances, and Balogun didn't today. But look, it's one of those things. I'll back him to bounce back. Saka was the one that didn't look rusty, and he's surely the most overused. Looking forward to a new core. Get a go. I think Kai was a very slow start. I agree with you 100%, Simon, in that one. 100%. Look, Saka is that man. He's so good. And Saka is a player that's dedicated to his craft, and you can tell that. And I love people in that sense. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a football player, an astronaut, a forex trader. I don't care if you're a teacher. I don't care what your career is. I respect anyone and rate anyone that dedicates themselves to their craft. And that is Bukayo Saka. That's not a man that's worried about nightclubs. That's not a man that's worried about having the best night out and what drink to order, like some other football players. That's a man that just wants to improve his craft and be the best footballer he can be. And you have to have a lot of respect for that. And it can tell. And the funny thing about stuff like that is, right, every single minute you have on the training ground, every single minute of overtime you put on the training pitch, you put in the gym, it doesn't get noticed until later down the line. And it's a little marginal things. Like I told you guys already about the way Saka backs into defenders and rolls them. That has happened over literally sessions, hours and hours and hours of practicing that over and over again and listening to the coaches and working on his craft. And finally it's been put to fruition. And that's how it works, man. So if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to put in the craft, that's in anything in life, not just football, in absolutely anything in life. If you're willing to put in the effort like Bukayo Saka does, you will reap the rewards. I'm fully confident in that. That's like me on this channel, right? I've uploaded over 600 videos on this channel. Only really in the last month or so have I really started to take off. I've gained 1,000 subscribers in the last month alone. Now, I didn't start YouTube 1 month ago. I started basically 2 years ago. But if you keep trying, if you keep pursuing, if you keep consistently putting in effort, you will reap the rewards of your labor eventually. That's just how it is. And Bukayo Saka's doing exactly that. So I have to give that man massive praise. He's one of my favorite players. And look, I'll be honest with you guys, right? Saka and Martinelli, I don't like comparing both our footballers. I don't, but I'm going to make this an analogy to say, at the time, when Saka and Martinelli both burst into the scene, I thought Martinelli was a better player. Now, I thought Saka had better ability, but I thought Martinelli would be the better player because Martinelli looks more athletic. He was a better finisher. But I'll be honest with you guys, right? I like Martinelli and Saka a lot, but Saka's a much better player than Martinelli. Martinelli's a bit of a one-trick pony. He's still a bit raw. Whereas Saka's been on the training ground and refined his game and has little things in his locker like cutting in and shooting on his left foot, like rolling the defender, like his step-overs. He can cut in and go down the line equally. He can do that shot on his right peg like he did against Leeds last season away from home. He's got multiple facets of his game. Now, Martinelli, no doubt he's been on the training ground as well. I'm not saying the guy's lazy, but Martinelli's still same type of idea of him. A bit of a one-trick pony. Head down, run to the byline and cross it in. He hasn't really got a cut-in game. Now, I'm not saying Martinelli hasn't worked in his game, but I'm just saying, has he gone that extra mile that Saka has? Because for me, Martinelli and Saka are both like this. But Saka's just that little bit better than Martinelli now. And he's started to take off a little bit. While they were both going like this, Saka's just started to take off a bit more exponentially. That's just my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in live chat. Like I said, I don't want to compare both our talents. And I'm not about that one bit. I love them both to bits. But I do think Saka's taking his game to that next level now where he's reaching, as I said at the start of the video, best right wing in the world right now, in my opinion. He's reaching that stature. And Martinelli can reach there as well. I think Martinelli's got a higher ceiling than Saka. He's more athletic than Saka. He's taller than Saka. He's quicker than Saka. I think he's a better finisher at times than Saka. But Martinelli hasn't worked on his game enough in terms of like the phases. That's just my opinion on it. Whereas Saka, from receiving the ball in the halfway line to scoring down the other end, is perfect. Like, it all makes sense. It all clicks into place. He's a refined and polished footballer and will get better season in, season out. Look, my objective for Saka next season, I want 20 goals. I want him to go from a player that's going to get you 15 goals, 10 assists, be very influential in that aspect, to taking over and being the primary goal scorer on your team and having Salah-type seasons where from the wing, you're becoming the top goal scorer in the Premier League. That, I think, is the next step for Saka. Go from a brilliant, fantastic, world-class player to a generational, season-defining, golden boot winning player. That's what I want to see Saka deliver. And look, if Haaland wins a golden boot on 30 goals, but Saka gets 22, I'm still very happy with that. Do you get what I mean? That's the next step I want to see Saka make. Let me know your thoughts on live chat. I'd love to hear it. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe for Arsenal reactions and daily Arsenal transfer news. I'm sure you want to tune in. 1,000 subscribers gained in the last 28 days. I check my analytics. That's absolutely fantastic. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in on my journey, on my road to 4,000 subscribers and beyond. You know it. I appreciate it, Simon. Ethan got to be in the big man squad now, 100%. 100%. And look, that's how these players learn. The thing is, right, I'm a little bit torn because with young players, some of them you have to put on loan, some of them you just keep around. I think it depends on the player. Certain players just need to play games, just need minutes on the pitch to get better. Whereas other players, they could just play in training, and then from that, they will become a better player and it will show when they get on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? So I think Arteta's got to look at that. And look, if we send Ethan Nwaneri out on loan to a championship side or even a Premier League side, why not, man? Why not send him out on loan to like I don't know, Sheffield United? Why not, man? They might use him, but he needs to go somewhere where he will play games. That's the main thing. Patino went out on loan to Blackpool last season, was playing matches. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Patino now, or whether we're going to sell him or keep him. I'm not too sure. But either way, why not give him some game time, man? I'd love to see Arsenal do that. The youngsters look bright. They did indeed, man. They did indeed. I love looking at them, especially Austin Trusty and Roel Walters as well, man. Two young defenders that look really good. I think Austin Trusty was brilliant at Birmingham last season. Why not give him a run in the team when we get back to in like the Carabao Cup and for the preseason games as well? Why not give these players a chance, man? Just as well you didn't pay. Yeah, thank God I didn't pay for this game, man. And this is another thing, right? Let's be completely honest about it, you guys. Would you rather see Rob Holding or would you rather see Roel Walters or Austin Trusty? Let's be honest about it. I'd rather see them two. Now, for me, I don't think any should be touching the side. I made this point the other day, and let me know if you agree in the live chat. I'm a very ruthless person when it comes to football. Football is like a business. If you're not getting results, you change it. And this is my thought process, right? If you can't trust that player in the Premier League or Champions League, they should not be in your squad unless they're a young player that you believe has got potential. What do I mean by that? If Martinelli gets injured and Trossard comes into the team, are you worried as an Arsenal fan? You're probably not, because I'm not worried. I'm sitting there going, okay, Martinelli's injured. All right, we've got Trossard coming in. So it is what it is. Don't mind that whatsoever. Like for like, basically. If Ben White gets injured and Yuri and Timber comes to the team, are you worried as an Arsenal fan? Because I'm not. I'm sitting there going, okay, cool, Timber, let's see what you got. Okay, now let's flip it. If Saliba gets injured, Rob Holding comes in the team, are you worried as an Arsenal fan? Yes, you are. Therefore, what's my conclusion from that? Rob Holding isn't good enough. If you don't trust him, if you're worried when he comes into the team for Premier League and Champions League games, sell him. He's not a young player. He's not a player that you believe is going to get better one day or he's going to develop. He's not good enough. Same with Cedric Suarez. So players like that you have to sell. There's no use playing them in the Carabao Cup or FA Cup games anyway. I'd rather see Roel Walters or Austin Trusty in the FA Cup games. That's just my thought process on it. So certain players need to leave Arsenal Football Club, and that's just my thoughts. Why did Cedric get game time today? What was the point of letting Cedric come onto the pitch? Genuinely, what was the point? Like, who else we got in the team? I mean, we could have signed Timber already and put him in there. Do you get what I mean? Like, what's the hold up with Timber announcement? I thought it was going to get announced yesterday. It's one of those things, man. Let's see. I've got faith in Arteta or whatever, so let's see. But Timber and Rice announcements, they need to be imminent. Need to be imminent, man. Just as well you didn't pay, yeah. Facts, man. Didn't know Twitter or YouTube were options. Should have checked around. Yeah, I watched the game on Twitter, to be fair. That's why I watched the game. If Balogun finished that, he would have added another 10 million. Thought he looked quite good, to be fair. It was chaos out on that pitch in the second half. That's the thing, man. Balogun's price just went down a little bit of that miss. With those two misses, his price tanked a little bit. But yeah, look, I have no doubt about Balogun's ability. If we do sell him, so be it. Got no problem about that whatsoever. And I agree with you as well. That second half was a little bit ragged. It was a little bit like no real quality going on. Just a little bit scrappy. You could tell it was a very much changed side for both teams. You could tell the real ballers came off the pitch at that point. But yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's pre-season. What do we expect, really? Joseph, appreciate joining the stream, my friend. Our star boy Saka is still doing wonders. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Fantastic player Saka is. So good, man. I've got so much respect for that boy. I think he's taking his game to brand new levels season in, season out. I keep questioning it, saying, is Saka going to reach that next step? Is Saka going to be able to get better? How can he improve upon himself? But every season, he seems to improve upon himself season in, season out. Next season, I want 20 goals and 10 plus assists. That's what I want. 30 plus goal contributions, but specifically goals in that. I don't want him to get 15 goals, 15 assists. I want 20 plus goals at least for me. That's what I think. Havertz was playing left wing, which hopefully isn't a sign. Yeah, I don't know what Arteta was thinking there. Havertz was a bit slow today. Look, I'm not going to judge him too heavy because it is a preseason game, but I did feel like he was letting the game come to him a little bit too much rather than really imposing himself on that game. Look, when I really saw that was when there was a cross coming in. I believe it was Cedric crossed it back post, and it was straight onto Havertz's foot. And rather than putting his foot through it or attacking the ball or striking it hard, he can't just let the ball fall to him and just like half shot, half cross it back into the box. Like, you know, a clinical finisher or a man that's really on confidence, will just put his foot through that, laces through the ball and smash it. And look, it might go over the fence or it might go into the back of the net. But either way, they've got the confidence to put their foot through it. Whereas Havertz, he just felt a little bit timid at times, a bit slow, a bit lethargic. Like he was going in second gear, really, not really stepping out. Like I said, it's preseason, so I'm not going to judge him too heavy. But for a man that didn't really have confidence at Chelsea, for a man that, let's be honest, yeah, I think if he's not saying this, he should be looking at himself in the mirror. A man that's got a lot to prove, Kai Havertz, because you could say that, oh, he doesn't have much to prove, whatever. He didn't do well at Chelsea. Let's be completely honest about it, guys. I know some people might be big fans of Havertz. Havertz was not a fantastic player at Chelsea. He severely underperformed there. Yes, he scored a goal in the Champions League and Super League final, but other than that, he was basically non-existent in his time at Chelsea. A good spells here and there, but it was too few and far sporadic for it to really be a dominant display at Chelsea Football Club. So he's got a lot to prove after a boy that had Starboy status at Bayer Leverkusen. Let's see what he does. So he shouldn't be someone that's lethargic or taking his time, especially with the fact that I don't believe he's a starter for Arsenal. I don't think that's the case. So if he wants to be in that team, if he wants to start games, this ain't the time to start messing about and playing slow and being in second gear and like sauntering around the football pitch. You need to get stuck in and start getting goals, my friend. So let's see what Havertz does. Obviously, it's the first game for him. Not going to judge him too heavy, but first impressions, he seemed a bit lethargic for me. It's Eddie that's kind of expiring in my book. Yeah, look, Eddie and Nketiah or Balogun, I think one of them will get sold this summer. I'm leaning more like it's a Balogun getting sold just because Eddie Nketiah's had more time in the team, just because Eddie Nketiah signed his new contract, just because Balogun said he wants to leave. That's the only thought process. Between the two, I'd rather keep Balogun over Nketiah personally. But look, if we sell both and sign a new striker, I wouldn't even mind that, to be honest. Someone made that point the other day. Sell Eddie Nketiah and sell Balogun. You can make 70 million from those two players and then sign a top striker. Why not, man? I wouldn't even mind doing that, to be honest. Saka's gold dust, man, dude. 100%. That man is liquid gold. He's so good. So good, Bukayo Saka. Like, just so polished, man. Everything about this game is unbelievable, genuinely. I'm sure Saudi Arabia won't even take Cedric. Yeah, genuinely. Saudi Arabia have gone for Jordan Henderson today, man. I've heard stories of all stories. Jordan Henderson going to Saudi Arabia to link up with Steven Gerrard. Who would have thought a year ago? Because not me, man. Great takes, bro. Big up. Appreciate it, man. Anyone else that's new around here, make sure you subscribe for Arsenal content. I appreciate all the kind words and the appreciation. The support has been amazing recently on this channel. Like I said before, 1,000 subscribers gained in 28 days, which is just fantastic to see. Hopefully, it just continues, man. Continues and gets better and better season in, season out. That's what I'm hoping for. I would much prefer us to bring on Trusty and Waters at halftime and keep White on than seeing Cedric. RT12, same with me, my friend. Absolutely the same with me. I don't want to see Cedric on the pitch. What's the point? If you look, preseason is for two reasons: for money and for experimenting / giving players fitness. That's all it's for. Experimentation and giving players fitness. Why are we experimenting with Cedric when he doesn't want to get in a team? And why are we keeping him fit when he's not going to start games? What's the point? Like, am I the only one that's lost about that? I've never understood playing players that are going to leave or not be in your squad plans in pre-season. It makes no sense whatsoever. We're trying to advertise them for teams to sign them. I think you know what we're going to get with Cedric. We don't need to advertise him anymore. I'd rather see, like I said, I'd even rather see a right back from the academy come on the pitch. Why not? At least give them some game time. Never understood that in a million years. But look, I think Arteta knows a lot more about football than I do. So I'm gonna have to trust him in that one. Or maybe we've got something in Cedric's contract where he has to play games. Who knows? 2023, Cedric on set pieces. Scott said the same thing, my friend. I said exactly the same thing. We got a set piece. We got Cedric taking it, man. I've seen it all. Don't mention Cedric. Yeah, that guy, man, is crap. Martinelli is playing catch up, but the best thing is that they're not far behind. I think Gabby might indeed have a higher ceiling. Well, here's the thing, right? If you dedicate yourself on the training ground, you can reach the top level. 100% agree with that. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but I genuinely think in anything in life, and football's included, if you put yourself on the training ground after hours, before training starts, if you're first in, if you're last out, and you really dedicate yourself to your craft, and you really try to get better day in, day out, I think you will get better. Like, it's inevitable, and you will reap the rewards. Now, it's not like he's a young kid. He's at Arsenal. He's getting paid a lot of money. It's in his best interest to get better. Why not? This is your career. Like, if Martinelli has got all the ability to reach the top level, and I feel bad slating him right now because he's such an amazing player, but I hold high standards for these Arsenal players where even if they are performing 8 or 9 out of 10, there's still something they can improve upon. And I think Martinelli's still got a bit to improve upon. Because Trossard, I think, is a more polished player than Martinelli. I think he's got a better skill set. I think he's technically better than Martinelli. But the thing that Martinelli has that Trossard doesn't have is Martinelli's just got pure athleticism. Martinelli is an athlete. an absolute athlete. He's quicker. He's stronger. He's got that burst of pace. He's got that tenacity to chase down loose balls. Martinelli is an athlete. You pair Martinelli, it's like athleticism and build and physique with Trossard's ability on the ball. You've got one of the best left wingers in world football, genuinely. So, and the thing is, you can't teach pace. You can't teach getting taller. You can teach getting stronger, but that's with hitting the gym, right? It's going to take time. But you can physically, you can refine your skill set. You can refine your technical ability. That can come with time. I just want to see Martinelli do that because Martinelli's a great player, but can he be that world-class, legendary player? I think he can, but it's all down to himself. That's what I'm going to say about him. You want to hear a lot of Arsenal fans on YouTube or on Twitter mention this, to be honest. A lot of them will say, oh, Martinelli's brilliant. Martinelli's this. But I think you'll see next season, guys, because I saw it a bit last season. Martinelli's going to have to hit the training ground because Saka's going to leave him behind. He will in terms of ability. I think it's going to happen. That's just my thoughts on it. That's just my personal thoughts. Ethan reminds me of Saka coming through. Look, a little bit, man. In terms of the fact that they're bursting onto the scene a little bit and when they're getting their chance in the spotlight, they're really, really seizing up on it. I get you 100%. I agree with that 100%. He's got a long way to obviously reach Saka status, a hell of a long way, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like I said before, it takes me 10 minutes to decide if a player is good or not. Obviously, it takes you longer to decide whether they're a top quality player and how good they are, but you know within 10 minutes, genuinely, you know in like their first touch if a player is good or not. It's the little things. Do they scan before receiving the ball? Do they use their body when receiving the ball? How's their body positioning when they receive it? Are they square on or are they looking like this? Do you get what I mean? So little things. I think just like that roulette as well, just class. Having the confidence to pull that off. Brilliant stuff, man. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. I always judge players with how they do with pressure on them. And when I say pressure, I don't mean pressure in terms of Champions League final. I mean pressure in terms of when they get impressed by opponents. Do they have the confidence to spin then? Or do they just lose the ball? Do they take the easy route and just pass it back? Or do they try and do a more exciting pass and a more dangerous pass for it to work out? That's what I look at, the little things like that. I think Ethan Nurnberg's got talent in abundance, and I really like his ability and his IQ. Jamie, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Rice has posted update on Facebook. Everything is ready. Well, there we go, man. Rice is going to be an Arsenal player. I cannot wait for that signing. Genuinely, I cannot wait, man. And people will say, oh, it's a lot of money. 105 million. I don't care, to be honest. Rice is a top quality player. He starts for any Premier League team. Any Premier League team. He starts for Man City now that Gundogan's gone out. It'll be Rodri and Rice in that midfield. Genuinely, any Premier League team, he is that good. He's a gold dust footballer. So yeah, I can't wait for Declan Rice coming to this team. He will elevate us. And look, people complain about Van Dijk's price tag. People complain about Alisson's price tag. Liverpool went on to win the Champions League or Premier League. You will never hear anyone again talk about Alisson 70 million or 60 million. Van Dijk 75 million. Because at the end of the day, price tag only becomes a factor when they don't deliver. If you deliver, no one talks about the price tag. Even if Alisson cost 100 million, you still wouldn't hear people talking about the price tag because he delivered them a Champions League and Premier League. Do you get what I mean? So if Rice delivers Arsenal Premier League or Champions League, you ain't going to hear no one talk about 105 million anymore. It's only when they flop that you hear the price tag talked about. Oh, Pepe 72 million. Oh, Maguire 80 million. It's because they flopped. That's the reason. Let's be honest about it. On his own account. Well, there we go. I liked what I saw of Ethan. Myself included. I thought it was fantastic in his little cameo, to be honest. Absolutely fantastic. We need the Rice that team had no carbs. Bro, we need Rice in that team ASAP, man. ASAP. Just a ball progressor. So good, man. Rice post is huge. Absolutely. Look, when Arsenal announce Rice, it will break Twitter. But this is the thing about Arsenal, right? They take too long. They take way too long. The hype's died down a little bit. I don't know about you guys. Look, I still can't wait for Rice to be an Arsenal player, but I'm feeling like the occasion, it's just been dragged out and out and out. It's like when you know something's going to happen and it's just taking forever and ever and ever. Those of you that study physics, right? Impulse and momentum. It's all about the time span it's over. If you hit something really quickly and back, do you see that? Whereas if it's in slow motion, if I do that and then bring it away, it's got less of an impact. And I think that's just the case in generally, right? I think that's just the case generally. Like, I think when Arsenal announced Rice, it will still be an amazing day. It will still be absolutely fantastic. But I'm still waiting for that post, man. I'm still waiting for that post. And a little bit of me is thinking, just announce it already, man. Like, just announce it. Get it out of the way. We all know it's going to happen. It's inevitable. Just announce it. Agree, I don't want to see Cedric or Holding play again, myself included, man. Bin him off to the Championship or anywhere, to be honest. It's on his own Facebook profile, so it's real. Yeah. Look, I don't use Facebook, to be honest with you guys, but look, I just take your word for it, Jamie, man. I take your word for it 100%. Norton Coffey should have played. Yeah, look, why not give these younger players a chance, man? We saw Miles Skelly get a chance, which is nice to see, actually, because I remember him in the Halen documentary. So it's nice to see the players like that go, like, take that real progression in their career. And why not play Norton Coffey? It would have been better than Cedric, in my opinion. We kind of got to remember we didn't watch the Arsenal in real time. I still worry about the gelling, better times in the US. Well, here's the thing, Simon, right? Drawing 1-1 ain't the end of the world one bit. Result doesn't matter one bit. But last season, Arsenal won all their preseason games, all 5 of them. Then they went into the Premier League and they started fantastically. Won against Crystal Palace, beat Leicester City, etc. Brilliant start to the Premier League season. So I think preseason does make a little bit of an impact, you know. And I think he'll play on the players' minds that they should have beaten Nuremberg today. They're a better team than Nuremberg. But who knows, obviously, it is what it is. I'm looking to beat Man United in preseason. I'm looking to beat Man City in the Community Shield because those are big games against big teams. I like the fact that we're playing some tough games in preseason. Monaco you've got. Obviously, you've got Man City and Man United, as I mentioned. Those are tough teams in preseason. You play those games and you build, man. You build. Havertz looked really awkward to watch. Yeah, I agree. Like, he was just a little bit slow and a bit stiff. He didn't really look like a player that was seizing his opportunity. Now, I know it's preseason, but he's not exactly Mbappe or Messi or Haaland to be taking preseason for complacency and for granted. I mean, look at Bukayo Saka. It didn't look like a preseason game for that kid. He was full on job. So if you're Havertz, man, I think, to be fair, I think he's got a lot to prove to be taking preseason that lightly, to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't take Cedric at Bristol City. Well, there we go, man. I don't think anyone will take Cedric at this rate. We ain't going to get chocolate buttons for Cedric, so I don't need to shop window him. Yeah. Look, that's one of those players you just got to let go of, man. Even if it is for free, just let him go. Martinelli showed up the whole Brazil squad in that time he came on. Yeah, he's definitely got the fight. Exactly. That's the thing about Martinelli. No one can take out his tenacity and hunger. But is it converting to the right things on the training ground? Because I know he trains. He seems like, boy, 100%. He definitely's got that Alexis Sanchez type work ethic. But is he training the right things? That's what I question sometimes. And who am I really to be judging Arteta and Arsenal's training stuff? But I look at what Saka's doing, and I'm thinking, Martinelli's not doing the same thing. Martinelli isn't rolling his defender like Saka's doing. Martinelli isn't cutting in and shooting on his right foot like Saka does on his left foot. Like, is it just me? But I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing the stuff Saka does, Martinelli doing. So, are they training the same things? Are they training something different? Are they training the same things, but Martinelli's not doing the extra time on a training ground? Is he not working on his craft? I don't know. I'm not going to cast judgment, but they just look different. Saka looks better than Martinelli. And just better, like, he looks like a better footballer. He looks like a more well-rounded footballer. Do you get what I mean? Whereas Martinelli just looks like an athlete. That's just my thoughts on it. Senior, appreciate you joining the stream. Hope you're doing well. Evening, Dennis, appreciate you joining the stream as well, Malia. Hope you're doing well as well. Hope you're doing good, doing well. Thank you. What did I think of the game? Look, to be fair, game-wise, I didn't think it was the greatest game. I thought it was a little bit boring. First half was good. We scored our goal. We were very good in terms of controlling the game. That goal we conceded was absolutely calamitous. I don't know what the hell Karl Heinz was doing and Jorginho. What you were doing, I have no clue. Hopefully, we just eradicate those errors in pre-season. So when it comes to the real season, we don't make those stupid errors. That's just my thoughts on it. And yeah, look, sloppy in front of goal, especially Balogun. But other than that, not too bad, man. It's one of those things. It's pre-season. I'm looking for us to get better, though, because I do think that despite the control we had in the game, there wasn't enough clear-cut chances. I really want to see us dominate teams. And look, obviously, we haven't got our full team out there. We're missing certain players, but no one can tell me that starting 11 wasn't strong. Like Saliba, Gabriel, those are our two starting centre-backs. You're looking at Saka in that team. You're looking at Odegaard, who would have been in there if it wasn't for his little knock. Hopefully, he gets better soon. I don't want to see him get out injured too long because Fabio Vieira, I mean, that alone goes to show that Fabio Vieira isn't ready to start in that Arsenal team, to be honest with you guys. But look, we still got some players to come back. Even Emil Smith-Rowe, he didn't really play much of a part last season, but he did fantastic for England on their way to winning Euro Under-21 Championship. So why not, man? Let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing Timber. Yes, myself as well, Malia. I can't wait. I've got a tactical analysis on Urian Timber coming out. It's recorded. It's sitting unlisted on my channel. As soon as Arsenal announce him, I will post it on my channel. I'll publish it straight away. It's literally just sitting there for the last 3 days on my channel. Urian Timber analysis, his strengths, weaknesses, how he will fit into Arsenal, how he will fit in formations, the type of player he is, his stats. It's all ready to go on this channel, so make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button. You do not want to miss that video. As soon as Arsenal announce Timber, I will be publishing that video on this channel. So wait, I'm sure you can't wait for that one. I spent a lot of time on it as well. Rice is definitely a good signing, 100%, man. Fantastic player. Vieira is definitely below par. Look, the guy just needs to hit pure gym, man. That's all it is. Just hit pure gym, man. Hit the gym, bulk up. That's what I want to see. Because if you do that, he will get better. Because technical ability, I've got no worries whatsoever. I've got no qualms about that. It's just, has he got the actual physicality to compete? So that's another big thing. Look, Saka, all the praise I'm giving Saka is he's using his physicality. He's using his body to roll defenders. Saka's a man he's not the tallest. He's not the strongest. He's not even, I think he's like 5'10" or 5'9", Saka. But he uses his body very well. Saka, I'll be honest with you guys, right? Player comparison for Bukayo Saka. Sadio Mane. I'm seeing it, man. Like, Sadio Mane was my favorite Liverpool player in that team. It wasn't Salah, it wasn't Firmino. It was Sadio Mane out of those attackers. Because Sadio Mane didn't get 20 goals a season. I think he did one season, but generally he wasn't getting 20 goals a season. He wasn't getting all the plaudits like Salah was, but Sadio Mane would get big goals for his team, and Sadio Mane in big games would be the player Liverpool turn to. And Sadio Mane, despite his 5'9" frame, would be as strong as an ox. He would fend off defenders. He would spin them. He would be aggressive. He would bite into challenges. He would fight. I like that from Sadio Mane, and I see it in Bukayo Saka. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the live chat. But for me, I think Saka's turned out to be like Sadio Mane. I think Martinelli, obviously he had the Alexis Sanchez comparisons. He hasn't quite materialized as much as I thought. I think Sanchez is a much better technical footballer than Martinelli. Tenacity, I 100% agree with, but I think he's got a long way to go, Martinelli, in terms of reaching the technical ability Sanchez had. But I think Sadio Mane for Bukayo Saka, genuinely, I see that one. Hey, Malia, all I took from the game was minutes in the legs. Apart from that, it was lackluster. Exactly, Scott, 100% agree, man. All about getting more minutes in the bank. Getting your fitness up, experimenting with certain players like Trossard in the number 8, Kivior as that Zinchenko role. Why not, man? Why not? Hey, Scott, Vieira's just not good enough, and I don't see him staying around long. Look, yeah, I called it from season 1, man. I said, look, Vieira's not doing enough for me. I'll give him one more season because I think that's only fair. He's had an adjustment period. We've seen players like Bernardo Silva, for example, be really slow in their first league and then really start to pick it up the season after. So why not? I'll give him one more season, but he ain't got much more credit in the bank, Vieira, to be honest with you guys. He ain't got much more at all. Yes, it was extremely boring. I was tidying up. Yeah. To be fair, I was watching the game, obviously, so I could give a good analysis on it, but I was sitting there yawning, to be honest, man. Coming back from work here, well, it wasn't exactly the best way, to be honest. Yeah, he had a bit of pace, but not the skill. Exactly. I was impressed with Ethan. Yeah, a lot of people saying this. A lot of people impressed with Ethan Nwaneri, man. Really, really good. 16 years old. Fantastic, man. And I believe Arsenal signing him to his scholarship, which is fantastic to hear as well. So congratulations to him and his family. And he declined apparently 40k a week from Chelsea, which is disgusting, the fact Chelsea are offering 40k a week to a 16-year-old, by the way. So yeah, really good for Ethan Nwaneri to do that. To identify that at his age, it's not about the money. I'm sure Ethan Nwaneri will net a massive contract in his day. It's all about where he's going to get his best progression. And I'm glad to think that he believes Arsenal will be that place. I do miss Xhaka. Yeah, look. He's gone, man. He's gone. It's one of those things. I thank Xhaka for all his service, but it's one of those things. He's gone now. You wish him the best and you move on. That's life and that's football. Goodbye, Granit Xhaka. I wish you the absolute best at Bayer Leverkusen. Barcelona. I feel for Patino because the stage we're at, he's not a profile midfielder we need. Exactly. And that is where you do good business. Not every good player is going to get to Arsenal. That's just how it is. It's like this. It's like Unai Emery, right? I think Unai Emery is a fantastic coach. Fantastic manager. He's proved it at Villarreal, Sevilla, and now at Aston Villa. But Unai Emery was not an Arsenal manager. So you don't sit there and you don't force to make it work. But what you do is you're smart about it. Now, obviously, you can't include a sell-on clause with Unai Emery. But with Charlie Patino, what you do is you go, okay, we'll sell you. A, you sell him for a good amount of money. Not 10 million or 15 million. I'm talking at least 25, 30. B, a sell-on clause, 25% at least. C, a buyback clause. Done. Job's done. That's all you need. Sell them, but give yourself some insurance. Give yourself some security so that you can make money in the future. That's all you've got to do. Same with Balogun. Any of these young players that you need to sell, because I understand no matter how many wonder kids you have in your academy, there's only 11 places on the football pitch. Not every single one's going to make it into the team. You sell them, but you include some kind of buyback and sell-on clause. We need to learn from the from the Serge Gnabry days. When we sold Serge Gnabry, we sold him with no strings attached. We sold him with nothing back. We literally just cast him away. Where was your security there? Where was your buyback clause? Where was your sell-on clause? You just literally got rid of Serge Gnabry and that was it. All his ties to Arsenal were gone. Kaput, finish. Kalas, gone. Away with the wind. Be a bit smarter with your negotiations sometimes. That's what I look to do. I understand that Patino ain't going to make it in Arsenal. So sell him then. I have no problem with that. Exactly. Saka genuinely seems like he's not letting it go to his head. Yeah, such a humble footballer, man. Down to ground. You need that, man. You need that. And he's definitely got that.
Tom G, 3 full stops in a row. I appreciate you joining the stream, my friend. If you got something to say, let me know in the live chat. I'd love to hear it. Saka's always been brought up, humble lad, yeah. And your upbringing is so important. And Saka embodies that. And he's a really good role model for these young players. Really good. Let his football do the talking. He's not there flashy on Instagram. Oh, look at this new drink. Look at this nightclub I'm in. Look at this girl I'm with. He ain't doing none of that, man. Just craft. Just dedicate on his game. Hitting the training ground. That's his life, bro. How can you fail? It's like Khabib, right? Any of you that watch UFC. Obviously, Khabib's retired now. Khabib, UFC strategy would be to train. That is it. None of this partying. None of this going out to get drinks. He was a Muslim anyway. He doesn't drink. Just train, and then fight. How can you beat a guy like that? Genuinely, how can you? Because he's out working them. That's Bukayo Saka. When other players are watching Netflix, when other players are going on dates with their girlfriend, when other players are doing this, X, Y, Z, doing shoe deals, whatever, Bukayo Saka is training on the football pitch. How can you lose to a player like that? So how can you beat a player like that? You can't. You can't fail if you're dedicating your time on the training ground and you've got world-class coaches training you. You can't fail in that sense. And when you're a footballer, it's down to yourself. You got the contract. Your security's been assured. You've been given a 100 grand a week contract. You're going to be a footballer. You're going to be set up for life, even if you retire at 24 years of age. Now it's all about, can you reach that top legendary status? And not enough players want it. Now, those that missed it, I haven't watched it yet either. I just saw it come up. Dele Alli gave an interview with Gary Neville today on the overlap. It was a 45-minute one. I haven't obviously watched the whole interview, but he talks about how he had childhood trauma and stuff. And I've been very harsh on Dele Alli, to be fair. And to be honest with you, my opinion changes a little bit. Obviously, what he's going through, and I have sympathy in that sense. I can't have empathy because I didn't go through any of the things that he went through, but I've got sympathy in that sense. But at the same time, your bad situations can make or break you, and you can learn from that and get better. I know all the past trauma he's had, but on the training ground, every coach has said it. Dele Alli was a lazy trainer. And I know he's had childhood traumas, but that doesn't impact you on the training ground there and then. You can still dedicate yourself. And I see Bukayo Saka as a man that's dedicated himself. And I have the utmost respect for anyone that does that. Anyone that sits on the training ground and genuinely dedicates himself, is there early, is there late, is going above and beyond, is staying to do penalties afterwards, is doing his push-ups. When the coach asks for 20 push-ups, he does 25. When the coach asks for 20 suicides, he does 25. Do you get what I mean? Like, he goes that extra mile, and I rate players like that, man. And I feel like Saka's that type of player. ESR, 100%, man. Big up ESR. Ben White was pissed when that went in. But that's the attitude. Exactly. Even though it's a preseason game, get annoyed. Get angry. Do you remember in preseason one time against Barcelona when Ainsley Maitland-Niles scored an own goal and he had that funny meme where he was like, what's he doing off his line? That's what he needs to be like, man. Be a bit annoyed when you concede goals like that. Cedric is straight ass. Bro, young Femi, you summed it up perfectly, man. Absolutely perfectly. He is straight ass. He just should not be in this team one bit. Can we just mention Dele Alli? Oh, there we go. I just mentioned him now. Historical PTSD from child abuse is horrific. That moment has defined everything that has happened to him. Today was his cornerstone. I wish him all the best. 100% the same, man. 100% the same with Dele Alli. Obviously, hearing all that, I haven't watched the interview just yet, but hearing everything that he's gone through, like snippets on Instagram, I wish him all the best. Obviously, no one knows what you go through. That's the whole, like, no one knows what anyone's going through in their behind life. I'll tell you guys one thing for free. I've done a lot of streams. A couple times, I've done streams where I've not been in the best mood. I've gone through things personally, but I still turn on the camera and do a stream because I feel like it's my duty at the end of the day. Do you get what I mean? And you guys might not see that because on streams, I try to give like a happy personality. But there's times where I've done streams where genuinely there's been some bad stuff going on in my life, but I've done it anyway. Obviously, not to the extent that Dele Alli's gone through, nowhere near, thankfully. But that's just life at the end of the day. Do you get what I mean? So I have sympathy for Dele Alli, but at the same time, I'm going to be completely honest. I still think that there's people that have gone through worse, and you can learn and take from it. Look at, for example, anyone in this world. J.K. Rowling, single mother, couldn't make ends meet, went on to publish Harry Potter. Do you get what I mean? So Dele Alli can sit there and give this interview and say, oh, this is what I went through. This is what I went through as a kid. And I feel for him. I genuinely do. I have all the sympathy in the world. But at the same time, it would have hit 10 times better if he gave this story after having been on the back of winning the Premier League or Champions League, being that player that we all thought he would be at the start at Tottenham, because the potential was there. That season he burst into the scene 2016-17 from MK Dons at Tottenham. He was unbelievable. One of the best players in the Premier League that season. His trajectory was on the up. Like, he was going to legendary status, GOAT status, one of the best players in the world football. And if he gave this interview on the back of doing those things that we all thought he was going to do when he burst into the scene all those 7 years ago, it would have hit that better. The story now hits a bit like, I could have been the best, I wasn't the best, this is why. Rather than, I could have been the best, I was the best, despite what happened. Do you get what I mean? Because, look, you can say it's harsh, but I'm being completely honest about it. This is my genuine opinion. As a young guy, I would have been much more motivated by what Dele Alli said if he'd gone on to do amazing things. Because what that interview said to me is, guys, I know I'm a bit lazy. I haven't reached my potential, but I want you to understand this is the reason why. And that's what he said. And look, you have to have sympathy. And I feel for his situation. But at the same time, life is hard for a lot of people. Look at Sadio Mane was in a village in Senegal, grew up. You think if anyone told him, look, your life is hard as it is, you don't have to be a footballer. No, he worked as hard as he could to become a footballer. I think the people that come from the harshest backgrounds have the biggest bite to succeed. They want to succeed the most because they've come from such bad backgrounds where they just want to make it out. And that's why I'm saying to Dele Alli, look, he's not a role model for me. He's not an inspiration because Jose Mourinho summed up perfectly. Same with all the managers he had at Everton, at Besiktas. He's lazy on the training ground. He's a lazy player. And I don't want to dig him out too much, Dele Alli, because look, like I said at the start, massive sympathy towards him. And I take nothing away from his situation. I haven't gone, thankfully for myself, I've gone through nothing of the sorts that he's gone through. And I wish him all the best. And I wish him all the help he can get from the situation. And I haven't watched the podcast yet, so I can't cast a big judgment. But from what I've seen, obviously from the snippets on Instagram, all the stories coming out of what happened to him at 6 years old, I don't want to repeat it because it's not safe, obviously, to say on YouTube, or at least on this channel, I don't want to repeat it. But what's gone through on 6, 7, 8 years old, the things he's gone through, 100% I wish him the best. But that boy had potential, man. So much potential. And he's used that story, I feel like it's come out as a bit of a explanation or an excuse to what he's gone through. Because I don't care what went through at 6, 7, 8 years old, right? Training ground, what you do on training is a different day, a different story. And the best people in life, not just in football, but in life, learn from adversity. They get better from it. The best people that have succeeded the most have suffered the most. It's a direct correlation. I 100% have that thought process. I 100% believe that the most successful billionaires on this planet, the most successful people in any field of life have suffered the most. That's just how it is. Whether it be a traumatic upbringing, whether it be the most hours in the gym, whether it be a crushing heartbreak, you suffer to succeed. That's how life is. No one reaches the pinnacle of their game without going through some sort of adversity. And for some people, we won't even hear it. We won't hear it yet. Look at Maradona, for example. For me, Maradona's one of the greatest footballers of all time. He's second greatest of all time behind Lionel Messi. Look at what Maradona was doing in his spare time. Now, I understand that was self-inflicted, whereas Dele Alli's wasn't self-inflicted. That was what happened to him. He had no choice on that matter whatsoever. He was just thrust into that situation of what happened growing up. I know Diego Maradona, it was self-inflicted, all the drugs he was doing, right? But that didn't impact his performances. He was still there dedicating himself on the football pitch and winning World Cup for his country, Argentina. So you can still bounce back. Do you get what I mean? Like LeBron James, when he got drafted to the NBA, there was some people, he was 18 years old, and there were some people telling LeBron James, if you don't make the Hall of Fame, you're going to be a bust. You're going to be a failure. At 18 years old, people were telling him that. At 18 years old, people were telling him, you have to be one of the greatest players of all time. The expectations on that kid's shoulders, where if he's not a Hall of Fame player, he's failing. That's crazy to think at 18 years old, you're having that sort of expectation. So adversity is through all of life, right? Through all of life. I wish Dele Alli the absolute best. And I hope he gets all the help he can get in this situation, because there's nothing more I want to see that man succeed, genuinely. I know I'm an Arsenal fan. I know that Dele Alli obviously has got Tottenham roots, but genuinely, I'm someone that always wants players to succeed, no matter what background they come from, man. Especially if he comes from that sort of background, man. I want to see that brother succeed. So I don't know if it's too late for his football career. It might be, but why not try again, man? Why not? Give yourself one more chance. Because right now, that story that he's given is a bit of like a, I didn't succeed in football. This is why. Rather than, and it would have hit so much better. It would have hit 10 times better. Like Hollywood could have made films on it if it was a case of the upbringing he had and then going on to win a Ballon d'Or or going on to win the Champions League, etc. And be like that pivotal player to win the Champions League. That's the type of stuff you make movies on. You don't make movies on someone that could have made it, had all the potential, but didn't make it. Oh, but didn't make it because of X, Y, Z. Do you get what I mean? Life is like, I'm sorry, but success doesn't look out for excuses. It's harsh, but that's just my opinion on it. I'm going to reiterate to end. I don't want to talk any more about Dele Alli because I'm talking about Arsenal at the end of the day. But at the same time, that's just my personal opinion on it. A lot of people go through hardship. A lot of people go through adversity. I wish him the absolute best. I'm sorry for everything he's gone through. But I still think he could have done more from his career. Just my thoughts on it. Yes, Scott, it's very sad. Hopefully he finds inner peace. Yeah, look, that's the main thing. Be at peace with yourself. Saka, Rice, Kane, literally are England's backbone. 100%, man. 100%. I think Kane's a fantastic footballer as well. Saka was like that before his major gym transformation. He always used his body well. Even if Vieira hits gym, it doesn't mean niche if he doesn't know how to use it. Brilliant point. Fantastic point. And that's where you have to get trained. Now, having a good physique helps. Of course it does. But also, you have to learn how to use your body. You're 100% right in that sense, young Femi. 100% agree with you there. Good evening. There we go. Buyback for sure. 100%, man. 100%. I wish we had buyback clause for Serge Gnabry. So did I. But look, that's just poor negotiating, in my opinion. Starboy Saka, 100%, man. Chilly boy himself. What a strike by Saka. Fantastic, Luke, man. That's not a player that took pre-season lightly. Do you get what I mean? Like, you saw Havertz sauntering around a little bit. Not Saka by any stretch of imagination. He was active in that pre-season. He's a great guy and a player. 100% agree. 100%. Saka, yeah. I had the same situation at 10 as Dele. Sadly, I do not agree this time. This trauma lasts a lifetime. Look, Scott, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope to hear that you've gone through. And look, like I said, I've not gone through anywhere near the same trauma that Dele Alli has gone through. Not even 1% of it. But I'm sure other people have. And I'm sure other people got past it. And you can get past trauma, in my opinion. I think you can. Obviously, it takes a lot. And it takes a lot of mental fortitude. But as is life, man. As is life. Look, I'm not going to go through all my situations because it's personal. But I've gone through personal situations myself that other people would not have gone through. But it's life. Like I told you guys before, look how many streams I've done on this channel. Look how many videos I've done on this channel. I've done over 600 videos on this channel. I can't say that every time I've done a video, I've been super excited and been in a happy place doing a video. I've done videos after bad things happening in my life. But I still do the videos because I feel like that's my duty. That's what I need to do. That's because I feel like that shouldn't impact my side hustles or my hobbies in that sense. Do you get what I mean? So that's just my mindset on it. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion in that sense. And I have the utmost respect and the utmost sympathy and empathy for anyone that goes through anything. And I wish you the absolute best in this, Scott. And look, I hope that you've got the right people around you to help you through it. And just keep working towards getting better each and every day, man. That's my mentality anyway. Perfection doesn't exist, but just keep working towards it. That's what I try to do. I'm so sorry to hear that, Scott. Yeah, myself included. Powerful interview. I haven't watched it yet. I will be watching it tonight, though. 100% I'll be watching it. Exactly, my guy. Life is hard as. Yeah. I get where you're coming from, Dennis. I appreciate it. Respect your views, but that situation is one of the worst things to happen. Yeah. And look, maybe when I watch the full interview, my opinion will change in that sense. But I've just seen the snippets. You like my dad, Dennis. He says the same thing. But there we go, man. There we go. I guess I'm the same. That's the thing, right? Like, that's just my mentality is just a case of everyone has problems. Obviously, some people have worse problems than others. But are you going to sit and mope about it? Like, you might as well make something about your life. Because, like I said, like I don't feel happy every single time I've done a video. There's been times where I've done bad, like I've had bad things happen to me, etc. Externally, not even my fault, just around my life. But I'm going to sit there and think about it because I actually feel better doing a video and doing a live stream. Because I've been streaming for 54 minutes now. For 54 minutes, nothing else in my life has mattered. I haven't thought about anything else. Relationships, friendships, work, university. I haven't thought about anything apart from this stream and your guys' comments. And that helps me. Do you get what I mean? So I guess the best way out of stuff like this is hobbies, is side hustles, is something to take your mind away from whatever you're going through. That's just my thoughts and opinions on it. Gym, maybe. I know gym's a very good outlet for certain people. Physical training, etc. Really helpful in that sense. So yeah, whatever floats your boat, man. I have a special place for Dele since he was born in Milton Keynes too. Oh, you're from Milton Keynes. Big up yourself, man. Absolutely broke my heart when he signed for Spurs because I loved him both, him and Arsenal. Yeah, look, when he signed for Spurs, obviously from MK Dons, what a player, man. That first season, he saw one goal against Crystal Palace where he flicked it over his head and volleyed it. And I sat there and seen that goal match today. I was like, my days, this is a player that Tottenham have got. Like, this is a special, special footballer. I thought he was going to reach the pinnacle of his game, the absolute pinnacle. Obviously, it never materialized, and for one reason or another, obviously, his interview does shed a bit of a light on why. But yeah, I still think the potential was there, man. Like, it hurts me when players don't reach their potential. Like, if Cedric, you know his potential, it doesn't exist. Like, Cedric and Holding got no potential. So the fact that they haven't reached it, I'm not sitting there like losing sleep over it, going, oh, Cedric and Holding could have been one of the best defenders, could have been Maldini 2.0 one day. Because it was never going to happen. Never going to happen. But with Dele Alli, genuinely, in an alternate reality, if you believe in such a thing, he could have been one of the best attacking midfielders, if not one of the best players of all time. Like, his trajectory was that good. That good, genuinely. He was liquid. Sir Alex Ferguson, I remember in the Tottenham All or Nothing documentary, Jose Mourinho told Dele Alli that Sir Alex Ferguson told him one piece of advice when Jose Mourinho was Man United manager. And he said, sign Dele Alli, because that is a Man United player. And if Sir Alex Ferguson wants you, you're a top quality player. I'm telling you that for free. And I saw it with Dele Alli, man. Because he was a player that played with a chip on his shoulder. And I love seeing that in players, man. Like Alexis Sanchez, Luis Suarez, players like that, you know what I mean? Even a little bit Diego Costa, players that play that little bite and that aggression. There's players who have come from literal poverty who have made it in world football. Exactly, young Femi, exactly. Look, I'm not saying that, Dele Alli has had an easy upbringing. Absolutely not. He's had a terrible upbringing, much worse than myself. But look how many footballers exist in world football. There's going to be some that have had worse upbringing than Dele Alli. Let's be honest about it. It's all about how you... I genuinely think this, guys, right? And I don't turn this into a motivational video or stream, but genuinely I believe this. And people say this is a very limited or tunnel-focused mindset, and it doesn't apply to all situations, but I genuinely believe this. Life is all about what you make of situations, positive and negative. I don't want to swear on the channel because I don't swear, family friendly, etc. Stuff happens. You know what I'm trying to say. 4 letters, begins with S. Stuff happens. Bad stuff happens. It's inevitable. It's going to happen in everyone's life. Whether it's death, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's losing a job, whatever happens, failing a test, bad stuff happens. It's all about what your mindset and what you make of it. Do you learn from it and do you use it as fuel to get better? Because Dele Alli, I'm not being funny, that was fuel. Like, he could have used his experiences as fuel to go on to be one of the best footballers of all time. And he could have sat there when his career was wrapped up with a Champions League here, with a Ballon d'Or here, and sat there giving the interview, hugging the Champions League trophy, hugging the Ballon d'Or, saying, this is what I grew up with, but I used it as fuel. I used it to motivate me. And then any young kid could have sat there and gone, oh my God, Dele Alli's gone through this. I'm complaining because X, Y, Z happened to me. This happened to him at 6 years old, and he's gone on to win X, Y, Z. That would have been much more motivating to me. I would have sat there and gone, fair play, my friend. Like, genuinely, oh my God, you've gone through all that and still gone on to do this. That's someone that's used the negative experiences to their benefit. I genuinely think that. I genuinely think if you go through bad things, bad stuff, if you go through bad life experiences, use it positively. You try, and I know it's limited. I know I don't go through the life that other people go through, and I can only use it to my own life. But I say it from my own place. Whenever anything's bad has happened to me, and I've gone through some bad moments, I don't want to go through it, obviously, because it's my personal life. I don't like to disclose my personal stuff. But I've gone through some bad moments personally. And every single time I've sat there, I've been sad for like a day or two maybe, and I've looked at it, and I've looked at the bigger picture. I've looked at the chessboard, as many say. I've analysed my position and gone, how can I take positives from it? What can I draw from this to improve my life? And every single time, my life has got better. So I genuinely think it's mindset. It's mindset. And I think Dele Alli, genuinely, I'll be honest about it, I know all the bad stuff he's gone through, he could have looked at that and gone better. I genuinely think that. He could have looked at that as fuel to improve his life and sat there and gone, I've gone through this. I don't want my kids to go through this. I want to use this as fuel to make it as a footballer and spread the word and spread positivity and not let this bring me down. Whereas I feel like he always used that as trauma that brought him down. That's just my thoughts on it, man. That's just my personal opinion on it. Like I said, I hope he gets better. I hope this interview is good therapy for him in that sense, that he can help to move past it. But that's just my opinion on it, guys. Your vibes are live on this channel, dude. It will make you stand out. Most channels all monotones. Random to have seen your algorithm. Keep up the passion. Oh, I appreciate it, Summer, man. I really appreciate those kind words. And a lot of people said that as well, to be fair, that they really appreciate my entertainment value I give it, not just football sense. That's what I tried to do. I don't try to just like talk in the camera like this, like monotone, as you said. I try to inject a bit of enthusiasm and energy into my channel. So yeah, I really do appreciate that. And look, to be fair, the algorithm's doing well for me, man. Like I said, 1,000 subscribers in the last 28 days and growing on the road to 4K. Who knows, man? Who knows? Let's see what comes of it. Yep, Jordan's a class act. Yeah, 100%. Vieira looks more like an artist lost on a footy pitch. I mean, like Teabag escaped. What was that prison in Prison Break, man? Teabag escaped the prison, man. Him and Michael Schofield and stuff. What's this? Vieira should be sold, and we need to get that brown envelope deal for that Brazilian. Clock Orange, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Yeah. Vieira, to be fair, look, I said I'll give him one more season. I'm going to stand by that just because why not, man? I can't flip-flop my opinion now. But I do hear you. 100%. Victor Roque, he's already gone, unfortunately. Yeah, that one I've heard a little bit on. I didn't make a video on Victor Roque because I didn't hear a lot on what was happening regarding him, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, let's see. I'm still working at MA. I do get you, though. Scott, I wish you all the best, my friend, man. I wish you all the best in that. One thing I will say is, though, Scott, try and use it. If you're not doing it already, try and use it. Try and draw lessons from it and try and use it positively. That's what I would try and say. That's what I try to do. Obviously, I don't know what you're going through in that sense. And for all I know, it could be far worse than what I've gone through. Because I would say I've been fairly lucky in the sense I've not had too many traumatic experiences growing up. But yeah, just try and make it positive sense of it. That's what I try to do, at least. You got to express yourself to free yourself. I respect that 100%. I do respect that. Distraction 100%. Yeah, 100%, man. What we know is a drop. What we don't know is an ocean. Facts, man. Is that what happened with the Titanic, right? Not the submarine, the actual Titanic. The iceberg, the top of the iceberg was tiny, but what was on the iceberg was massive. You know what I mean? Who is it? What's the guy's name, man? Kamaru Usman. That's the one. Kamaru Usman. UFC fighter, right? He did a brilliant quote. He goes, his mum used to tell him this, right? He goes, whenever you complain about your problems, throw all your stuff in a pile, and if everyone threw their problems in a pile, I guarantee you take your problems back. And it's a brilliant quote. Absolutely fantastic. And another point to that is you don't know what people are going through. Like I told you guys before, I've been on streams where some terrible news has happened to me before the stream, but I've still gone and done a stream afterwards, reacting to a football match or giving transfer update, whatever I've been doing the stream on. And you guys probably wouldn't have noticed because I tried to do my best to still look lively. But that's the thing. You guys see me for like an hour or 10-minute video a day, but you don't know what I go through in my personal life. Vice versa with you guys that are tuning in as well. The regulars I see regularly on this channel. I feel like I know you lot like as friends and on like a close basis because I see you guys every day interact on the channel. I interact with you lot, etc. Some of you also even follow my Instagram, so talk to me on Instagram, etc. And I really appreciate that. So, hey, my Instagram's in my what's it called? In my description, by the way. It should be anyway. I think my Instagram's in my description. So yeah, feel free to follow that. I post obviously stories regarding Arsenal and football. And so, but yeah, I still don't know what people go for on the outside. And I think what Dele Alli giving this interview, I respect him a lot because he brought to life a lot of things that people don't understand about footballers, that they are human beings. That is why I will never, ever discriminate against a human being, ever. It's not right to discriminate against anyone, a human being in general. But the footballers get way too much hate, man. I will judge players on the pitch. Don't make no mistake about it. I'll sit there and go, Cedric isn't good enough to be an Arsenal footballer. But I'll never sit there and slander Cedric to the extent where it becomes abuse. Because that's not right, man. At the end of the day, they kick a football for a living. It's not life-changing. Let's be honest about it. But it's one of those things. You're smashing it, my G. Appreciate it, Trugan. You're going to overtake me soon. Nah, go on, bro. You still remain clear, man. You're still clear on 4.5k. No, 4.75k right now. True Gunner. So yeah, on the way to 5k, man. Subscribe to True Gunner, anyone that hasn't already. Does Arsenal content just like myself. Back up. What's that guy? Please tell Cedric, Hein, and Fabio ASAP. I feel you, bro. I feel you, Josh. Fabio really needs a good meal. Yeah, man. The guy needs to bulk up, bro. Join my gym plan. I'm trying to bulk up as well in the gym. So look, Vieira, if you want me to take you to Pure Gym with me, just shout me, my friend, bro. I'll do it for absolutely free as well. Okay, yeah. I'm not saying that word because obviously family friendly channel, but yeah, I feel you, Kai. I think you're a logical person, Dennis. I appreciate that, man. Others work on illogical ideas. Yeah, a little bit. I'm just a very optimistic person. I just try to look at the positive in every situation. I just like the bad things, the good things. I try and draw positives. I draw lessons, but I try and overall look at the positives. Holding is okay, IMO, but he lacks the composure needed for the Premier League. You think of other Premier League defenders like Ake, Van Dijk, or Saliba, who are very good because they don't panic. I agree with you. But also, let's be honest about it, right? Holding just physically isn't quite at it. He's not fast. He's not strong. Like I said, he ain't got the composure. His football IQ isn't quite there either, to be honest for me. He'll never reach the top of his game, in my opinion. And that's the thing. Certain defenders, like Saliba, they're going to reach the top of their game because they're physically good. Like, you know what I mean? Like Saliba, 6'4", fast, good physique, strong, composed, got good long legs to sweep away and make slide tackles. Like, Saliba's built to be a good defender, man. He's built for it. He just needs to be trained right, and he's going to be there. And I think he will be a top defender one day if he's not already. So little things like that. I just rate could Arteta do a Sambi early loan out the door? Yeah, maybe potentially. Who knows, man? 2023 and Cedric Suarez playing for the beautiful red and white. Sell these players ASAP. Yeah, bro. Go CR7 Ronaldo. 100% agree with you, my friend, bro. 100%. Let them go. I don't do socials. Life is depressing enough. You know what, Simon? I 100% rate that, my friend. That you don't do socials. Don't say life's depressing enough, though, man. Come on. Let's have a positive outlook on life. But yeah, I rate that. Look, if I wasn't doing YouTube, obviously I do social media, so I have to have social media. Genuinely, I don't think I would have social media. I don't have Be Real. I have TikTok only to post. I don't look through TikTok. Twitter, I have to tweet about Arsenal and about football as well. What else is there? I don't like social media wise. I only really produce. I don't consume. But I do feel you. Like if I didn't have a YouTube channel, if I didn't have social media presence, I would delete social media as well. To be honest with you, I wouldn't use it. But yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion regarding that. But I'm gonna start to wrap up the stream. It's been streamed for about 1 hour 6 minutes now, which is a long stream. Much longer than I thought of for a preseason, but it was good, to be fair. It was good because I obviously went through the Dele Alli story as well. I'll probably actually clip the Dele Alli part and put it on my channel separately because that was a long talk about Dele Alli. So yeah, that was really interesting. But I appreciate everyone that's tuned into this stream. As always, if you're new on, make sure you subscribe for daily Arsenal videos and match reactions. The next Arsenal game is... When is the next Arsenal game? I think it's the USA All-Stars game. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not going to do a match reaction for that. It's going to be 4 a.m. I'll be waking up my whole family doing a match reaction on that one. So we're going to have to skip that one just because it's 4 a.m. the match will finish or something like that. Hope you guys can appreciate that. My whole family will be asleep. I can't exactly do a match reaction at that point. But yeah, the next game on a normal time, I'll be doing a match reaction for that. And of course, Arsenal transfer news videos daily. Don't want to miss that, of course. I want to see Arsenal make some more moves in the window. Let's see if they can bring in some players. I can't wait. I've got a Yuri and Timber video ready to be released as soon as he gets announced. But I appreciate everyone that subscribed along my journey. I'm on 3.36 or 3.37K right now, something like that. On the journey to 4K, bit by bit. And with your help, I know I can get there, man. I really appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Leaving your thoughts in the comments as well. I do my best to try and engage with the audience as much as I can. But I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. I feel you, Simon says, lots of toxicity. There is. Cheers for the game talk. Sounds like we all agree. Yeah, exactly. I hope to see you guys all in my next match reaction. To summarize this game really quickly, Arsenal drew 1-1 to Nuremberg away from home. Saka scored a brilliant cutting goal for the Arsenal, but then we can see the calamitous goal, a mix-up between Karl Hein and Jorginho to give away a goal. In the end, it finishes 1-1. Result-wise means absolutely nothing. Just some more time in the bank as we progress from our first preseason game onto our American tour, which I cannot wait for. I've been waiting, but I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're watching this now, it's stopped becoming a live stream. There's now a video on this channel. Drop a like down below so it gets out to more people in the algorithm. And I hope to see you all in my next one. Take care.